You ever have that feeling where you've learned so much, you know all the facts, but something deep down still feels off, like something's missing? Well, today we're diving into this incredible ancient story from the Chandogya Upanishad. It's about a sage's journey from a place of deep, profound sorrow all the way to infinite joy. So let's get into it.
This right here, this is the cry for help from the main figure in our story, the sage Narada. And look, this guy was no slouch. He was a master of basically every field of knowledge you can think of: the arts, sciences, history, the Vedas, the whole shebang. And yet, despite all that, he was just drowning in grief. And that's the central puzzle we're going to try and unpack.
So that just begs the question, right? If having all the world's knowledge, all the information, doesn't lead to happiness, then what does? What's the secret? Narada's search for that answer is really a search we can all relate to. All right, so let's dig a little deeper into who this brilliant but completely tormented sage really was.
Okay, so Narada wasn't just some regular scholar. We're talking about a divine, wandering sage who had literally mastered all the knowledge the world had to offer. But here's the kicker, the paradox that was just eating him alive. For all his incredible intellect, he had this unshakable sorrow, this emptiness that just wouldn't let go. It was like a shadow he couldn't escape.
He was desperate, you know? So at his wit's end, he goes to find this truly enlightened master, Sanatkumara. And he just lays it all out there. He basically says, please teach me whatever it is I need to know to get past this sorrow. And right there, that's the start of one of the most incredible conversations in all of ancient philosophy.
So you'd think Sanatkumara would just give him some new, secret piece of information, right? Wrong. He starts Narada's real education by completely taking apart everything he thinks he knows. This is step one, the very first rung on the ladder to bliss.
I mean, just picture it. Narada proudly lists off his entire, incredible resume of everything he's learned. And Sanatkumara just looks at him and basically dismisses it all with one word: name. He tells him that all those labels, all those concepts and words, they're just the surface, they're just names for things, the lowest rung of reality. Talk about a humbling first lesson, right? But that's the first real step.
So, okay, what's greater than just a name? A label. Well, Sanatkumara says it's speech, Vak. It's the actual force that gives those names power, that brings them into the world and gives them meaning. Think about it. Without speech, a name is just a silent idea in your head. So Narada's taken his first step up, but he's still feeling that grief.
Okay, now things really start to accelerate. The climb gets faster. We're moving beyond the outside world of words and names and starting to look at the inner machinery that actually creates our reality.
So Sanatkumara leads him on this really rapid ascent. It goes like this. What's greater than speech? The mind, because it directs your words. And what's greater than the mind? Your will, your intention, because that's what drives your thoughts. And what's greater than will? Contemplation, that deep focus. And even greater than that is true understanding, real insight. And holding all of that up, your inner strength. So with every single step, Narada is climbing higher, but that sorrow is still there. But even after climbing that whole ladder of mental powers, something is still missing. And that's when Sanatkumara reveals the next huge layer, prana, the life force itself. This is the raw energy that powers everything, your body, your mind, your will. It's like the central hub of a wheel, and everything else is just a spoke connected to it.
But wait, we're not done climbing. What sustains that life force? Well, food. And greater than food, water. And greater than water, fire or energy. You can see how these are the basic building blocks of our world. But then the ladder takes this really surprising turn. Sanatkumara says that even greater than all those physical things are space, then memory, and then at the top of this section, hope. The very thing that fuels us to keep going. With each one of these steps, you can feel Narada's sorrow starting to fade just a little, but the final, ultimate answer, it's still just out of his grasp.
And now, we've reached the very top, the summit of the ladder. After peeling back every single layer of reality one by one, Sanatkumara is about to reveal the ultimate truth. And this is it. The final concept is called Bhuma. It means the infinite, the boundless. It's a reality, a state of being where you see nothing else, hear nothing else, and know nothing else, because there is no other. The whole idea of separation just dissolves. There's only one single, boundless reality.
And here is the final, crucial piece of wisdom from Sanatkumara. He says, In the finite, there is sorrow. In the infinite, there is bliss. Basically, sorrow can only exist in a world of little, separate things, where we see me and you and that. But real, lasting, unshakable joy, that's only found in the infinite.
And that was the light bulb moment for Narada. His whole life's work, all his vast knowledge, was just about naming and categorizing a world of separate things. His grief was coming from that very feeling of being separate. The second he truly understood this deep unity, this oneness with everything, his sorrow just vanished. Poof! Gone for good.
So, what does this ancient story about a divine sage and a ladder to the infinite have to do with us, here and now? Well, as it turns out, pretty much everything.
So let's break down the big lessons from Narada's climb. First off, just collecting more facts and information isn't the key to fulfillment. Second, that feeling we have of being a separate me against the world, that's the source of so much of our pain. Third, real wisdom isn't a destination you just arrive at. It's a journey, and that journey goes inward. And finally, the real way to get past our sorrow isn't about fixing everything out there, but about understanding who we really are, in here.
In the end, Narada's story is really a map. It shows a path leading from the cage of the intellect to the absolute freedom of unity. And that ladder? Well, it's there for every single one of us. So the story leaves us with a really powerful question, not for Narada, but for you.